Australian Television Network and associated stations presents The Bert Newton Show.
Hi, thank you very much indeed. Good afternoon to you. And welcome to the show on this Wednesday afternoon. It's good to have your company. Looks like a lovely studio audience. Just do a pan for me, would you please, Tony? Let me have a look at some of the faces that are watching me this afternoon. Good. Oh, one slightly. Hang on. Just go back, centre on the lady in the Collingwood colours, and go right in. That could be my wife, Patty, couldn't it? OK, just a smidge younger. OK, keep going to the left. Yes, oh, an ugly head there. Right, OK, let's keep going. A very nice audience. I give you 9 out of 10. Clap yourselves. Lovely. Is the great Bert here today, John? Great Bert? Oi, you, over in the corner.
What?
What do you think of the audience?
A bunch of mugs.
Good. Do you like coming in to see the show each day, great Bert?
Not particularly.
Well, why do you do it?
The money.
Oh, fair enough. The great Bert, by the way, has achieved quite a bit of attention from people writing to me and ringing. Let me explain. John Deeks is my warm-up man, right-hand man and announcer. That is John there. And his assistant is the great Bert, who comes in each day and... what do you exactly do? He... I hope that's not an accent. What did you say? He sooks. What do you mean he sooks?
Do you want to come outside, darling?
Break
your other arm.
What do you do?
Poetry?
Could we hear something?
What are you talking to me for?
Could we hear some poetry?
There was a young girl called Jude who went for a swim in the nude. A young man with no class.
Yeah, OK, that's fine. That's lovely. Thank you, great Bert. Let's open the show today with some class. And some class really is Jane Scarley. She's going to open the show with a beaut song called Rhythm of the Night. Here's Jane.
When it feels like the world is on your shoulders and all of the madness has got you going crazy, it's time to get out, step out into the street where all of the action is right there at your feet. Well, I know a place where we can dance whole night away underneath the electric stars. So come with me and we can shake and lose right away. You'll be doing fine once the music starts. Hey, feel the beat and the rhythm of the night. Dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind. You can leave it all behind. Oh, the rhythm of the night. Oh, yeah. Look out on the street now, the party's just beginning. The music's playing, a celebration starting. Out on the street light, the scene is being set. A night for romance, a night you won't forget. So come join the fun, this ain't no time to be scared. Ooh, there's too much going on. Tonight is gonna be a night like never known. We're gonna have a good time the whole night long. Feel the beat and the rhythm of the night. Dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind. You can leave them all behind. Oh, the rhythm of the night. Oh, feel the beat and the rhythm of the night. Dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind. You can leave them all behind. Dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind. You can leave them all behind. La 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 la. La 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 la. The music's playing. Rhythm of the night.
Jane Scarley and the Rhythm of the Night. Lovely, Jane. Incidentally, we're not going to surprise you with Paul coming on this time around.
Please don't. I've got him at home locked away. It's all right.
Safely in Sydney, is he? If you're watching, Paul, all the best to you. Last time we had Paul on, we brought Jane on as a surprise. The very talented family. And speaking of families, the Tapano family name has become synonymous with show business in Australia. And please welcome that famous family's brightest star of 1989, Peter Tapano. You look wonderful.
Thank you. Look, Mum, I didn't wear black. My mother hates me wearing black, so I wore this.
That's right. She wanted you to wear black, did she?
No, she doesn't like me
yeah.
wearing black, so I wore brown.
I must say, though, you see, because of your features and your colouring and so forth, I can imagine why Peggy would like you in black, because it's got that sort of sultry look.
No, she doesn't like it. She hates it. That's why I'm
does she?
wearing brown today.
Oh, I see. But you like it
She's
for the
always-
reasons I just mentioned.
Yeah, I like it.
Peter, I'm very pleased that you're doing the show, because I know you don't do a lot of talk shows, and it's an honour to have you to hear. Talking about your lovely mum, Peggy, and your dad, of course, Enzo, and indeed your uncle Lou, the Tapano family have been in show business, it would seem, for almost as long as Australia has
Yeah,
been here.
yeah.
Was it inevitable that you were going to go into show business?
No, I think Dad wanted me to be a secretary or something. But I went to ballet school. I was going to be a classical dancer. So I trained as a classical dancer, and I won a scholarship overseas when I was 16 to the south of France. And things didn't go too well. I had an accident. I broke my foot. I put on weight, and I came back, and I didn't know what I was going to do. So I went to acting school, and about a year later I got into Godspell, the original Sydney production.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, we weren't really forced into show business. We weren't performing children. Actually, I think they would have preferred it if we'd done something else.
Just watching your mum and dad, who were and still are a great act, Enzo and Peggy, did you find show business just as you would have imagined it to be when you eventually got into it, by observation when you were a kid?
Well, up until I went to school, I thought everybody could sing and dance. Everybody I knew, like my parents' friends and their children, everybody sang and danced. So I just thought this is what people did. Now, when I don't know, I just never knew any other life. Everybody I knew was involved in the profession, and like even when I was born, Harry Seacombe drove my dad to the hospital. Just everybody I knew was in show business, and it was, I don't know, it was just the world that I knew, and so I filtered into it quite naturally.
I started in television with a Tapano, with your uncle Lou Tapano,
Yeah.
who was the very first musical director of the Seven Network here. So
What show?
it was called The Late Show. And he did music for everything. Actually, he started on the Nine Network and lasted there 24 hours, which is some sort of record. But he resigned. He resigned after 24 hours, so he must have been very impressed and came across to the Seven Network. Right. In your career, what would you consider to be the most important thing for you that you've done?
Well, the chorus line was really a turning point. I think that was
Great
probably...
show.
Yes, it was, wasn't it? I remember you gave a lot of support to the show. You came and saw it a number of times, didn't you?
4 or 5 times at least, and played the music on the radio all the time. Simply, I think, because it was one of those shows where the story of Chorus Line, I mean, it really happened every performance, and everyone seemed to identify with the role they played.
Well, the thing was, it was the first time that dancers had been given a voice in theatre, and on the first day of rehearsals, instead of rehearsing the steps, we were asked to sit down in a circle and talk about why we wanted to be in show business. And it was very intimidating and very strange. And for a lot of dancers, it was the first time they'd ever had to speak up, to have a voice, to, you know, rather than just expressing themselves physically, they had to act. And the stories originally came in the original New York company. The stories of those 21 people were their true stories. So when they went out on stage at night, they were performing their own lives. I think that would have been a little scary.
And what it did too, of course, as an audience member seeing a chorus line, it really shot away so much of the glamour of show business and showed the real frustrations and the problems that confront somebody in the
And we
industry.
didn't have any... I mean, we just wore rehearsal clothes all the way through it, and people used to come out and go, well, where were the costumes? You know, they felt really cheated. They thought they were going to see Oklahoma or, 42nd Street.
Yeah, right.
And they were just rehearsal clothes. But I think it was one of the most heartwarming shows. I saw it in New York, and I'd done it for a year. I'd never actually seen it from the front of the theatre, but I saw it and it knocked me out.
Peter, in real life, in theatre, what sort of sacrifices have you had to make? What is of course, you know, I'm alluding to the fact that you've got a marriage, which at the moment is not happening. And I know he's a great bloke. I know that you and Barry Quinn are still good friends.
We're very close. He's in 42nd Street. It's
Yeah,
wonderful.
right, and wonderful, I believe.
Playing one of the leads, yeah.
Is it because of show business that this happened?
Well, I think, you know, you have inevitable separations. Like Barry and I would go for 3 and 4 months at a time and not see each other. And you can love somebody very much, but when you're not coming home to a kind of a safe environment every day, I guess things drift apart. And we love each other. We're still very close. We're the best of friends, and I'm very pleased that he's having the success he's having, and I think he's pleased for me.
Did your marriage have any trial by media?
You mean when we separated? Did we?
Even
have
during the marriage? Was there a pressure put on you by the media?
A certain amount, yes, but I mean, you would know. You would have been through the same thing with your marriage. I mean, it's difficult, but it's part of the job, and I guess you just learn to live with it. But yeah, it was sometimes annoying.
Well, what happens is your business, but our wish is that whatever happens is good for you,
Thank
Peter.
you, Bert.
And I know you're going to sing a song for us, which I'm looking forward to, our piano.
This is really impromptu because I've been moving house and all my stuff's in boxes, all my music, all my charts and everything's in boxes. And I wanted
This is
to sing.
rehearsal and show.
Yeah, I wanted to do what I did for Love from Chorus Line, but I haven't got the chart. So this is a song that I thought that I just decided to do today, so bear with me, everybody. And I thought I'd dedicate it to you.
Peter, I couldn't be more thrilled. Okay, to the piano. I'm not too sure what the name of the song is, so I'm perhaps in for a bit of a shock when she starts up. Miss Peter Tapano.
My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Your looks are laughable. Sorry, Bert. Unphotographable. Still, you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak? When you open it to speak, are you smart? Don't change a hair for me, not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine, stay. Each day is Valentine's Day.
That was just lovely. A lot of memories there. 30 years ago, your Uncle Lou used to serenade me. And also with a rotten accordion, too. Peter Tapano, ladies and gentlemen, lovely having her on the show. And we're back with you after this break.
Welcome back. Well, not every compere in Australia has Peter Tapano sitting on his knees serenading him. It was lovely. She's a delightful girl too. I tell you who's a beaut bloke, and I've waited a couple of months to have this guy on the show. He's a fine chef, he's a wonderful cook, he's a great raconteur, he's a cartoonist, and he's just a darn good bloke, as I say. Please welcome Peter Russell Clark. Peter, let me hear you say good day.
G'day, mate.
I love it.
I was a bit surprised with that g'day thing. I think you just say g'day, don't you? You say g'day. All of a sudden, people are starting to say that's unusual.
Well, I think it comes naturally to you. I think really, as is Paul Hogan and as was Chips Rafferty, you're a very Australian sort of person.
I knew Chips Rafferty very well.
Good bloke,
and in
wasn't he?
fact, I lived in the street that Chips Rafferty died.
Really?
Billiard Avenue, Potts Point.
He was going to a dinner party, wasn't
That's
he?
right.
He's a great bloke, and I sometimes getting on to the subject of everything we shouldn't be talking about, but chips rafferty, it always saddens
But
me.
why shouldn't we talk? If we want
Anything
to
at
talk
all.
about chips rafferty, whose show is it?
Mine.
Well, let's talk about chips rafferty.
Yeah, okay, forget the cook. Let's
Yeah.
talk about chips rafferty. The sad thing is that we really took off in the film industry in Australia, and Chips, unfortunately, had gone by the time the dream that he dreamed, that everyone laughed at, came to fruition.
Except, is it not true that Chips Rafferty made it? I mean, Chips Rafferty was better known than the Prime Minister. He made it. Once he died, it then fell away.
Do you hear that beautiful true story about Chips Rafferty? He was over in England for the coronation, not
He was
there.
a good cook too, by the way.
Was he? Not to go to the coronation, but he just happened to be there. And at one stage of the game, he was in Trafalgar Square or whatever, and there was an open coach going past, and the Duke of Edinburgh was in the coach. And Chips, who was, what, 6'5", 6'6", very tall
Yeah.
bloke. But, I mean, once you saw Chips, you never forgot him, and he was standing by a lamppost, lethargically watching the procession go by, and the Duke just sort of caught his eye, didn't say anything. It happened again in South Africa in about a year later. And then in Australia, it happened again when Chips actually met the Duke of Edinburgh, and the Duke of Edinburgh said one simple thing to him: "Who the hell are you, and how many of you are there?" Which is a lovely line, isn't it?
Well, I met the Duke. I used to live in Croydon, and I came out of a side street, Alto Avenue, onto the Maroondah Highway, and as I did, an open Rolls Royce shot past, and the Duke was driving it, so I just trundled in behind, and I thought, God, he's going fast, and they had police on every corner stopping all other traffic. When I looked behind me, I had the police escort, so I'd driven in between the Duke and the police escort, and I came into town about 60 miles an hour, and all the coppers are saying, "Get out, get out."
And you think they're waiting to you? Oh, that's beautiful. Hey,
it was
Peter,
terrific.
let's do some cooking.
Terrific.
We've set up down here for a barbie. There's nothing more Aussie than a barbie, and I'm sure Chips enjoyed one of those too.
Do you know why he got his name?
No, I don't.
Cooked chips.
Oh, right, because his real name was Goffage, wasn't it?
That's
John
right.
Goffage.
One of the problems, Bert, with cooking a barbecue, we're eating too much meat. We should be eating more vegetables. Meat should only be the condiment to vegetables,
Right.
whereas we've done it the other way around.
We're not eating too much cheese, are we, though?
No.
In Australia.
Well, you shouldn't eat too much cheese, but you should eat cheese.
Right, and not too many eggs.
Not
Eggs
too
are good
many
too.
eggs.
Eggs are good.
What I believe is that you should, in fact, eat anything, but not too much of anything.
Everything in moderation.
I had a mate of mine, an American, that actually got vitamin A poisoning from eating too many tomatoes.
Did he really?
Yeah,
Is he
vitamin A.
okay now?
Yep, I got vitamin I poisoning, they said, because it was suggested that I was eating husky liver. And I said, well, huskies, what are you talking about? And the doctor actually said, well, the disease that you've got actually comes from eating husky's liver.
And how did you get it?
I don't know.
Oh, well, fair enough. Do you have huskies?
I've been to a few Chinese, I won't say it.
Whatever you do, don't say that.
If you get a bit of meat like that,
Yep.
what you've got to do is actually get all the fat off and all the gristle off.
Yep.
And that's very easy to do because God's invented it to tear where the fat is. See that?
Yes,
You
easily done.
You shouldn't eat that. That's got to come off.
All right,
I don't.
that goes. Is that
So-
scrap okay for your dogs or your
Yes.
cats or whatever? Yeah.
Well, you can do anything with it as long as you don't get that gristle and fat. So, in other words, that bit of meat is now acceptable, whereas before...
Will there be anything left, Peter?
The trouble is, if you eat that, there's not much left of you. Your bum will drop off. Because we're dying... Well, it's true. We die of cancer of the bowel more successfully than any other country in the world.
Could you speak up, please, Peter? Very noisy.
Sorry? We die of cancer of the bowel more successfully than any other country
Because
in the world.
we eat that sort of stuff.
Eat rubbish. That's right. When you put anything onto a barbecue, just seal it, okay? Now let that cook. If I took that off the barbecue now, it would be underdone, wouldn't it?
It would indeed.
But that will continue to cook because that's now hot on
Right.
both sides.
Right.
And if you want to see whether it's is cooked, what you should do is actually just look inside there. Most cooks say don't do that because that will bleed. Well, it's not bleeding, is it?
No.
Okay. If you want to seal it, you just turn it over and seal it like that.
Great.
So that should continue to cook. Now, barbecues, we're not adventurous enough. We put that on a bit of bread, whereas you can get a lettuce,
Yep.
and to get that off the lettuce...
I can put...
No, don't worry. Here. Now, pull that out, mate.
Pardon?
Come on,
Oh.
you're not paying attention.
Like that?
Yep. There you go. So
Like it.
all of a sudden, the lettuce gives you a little... You've seen this in the Chinese restaurant which you
Yes.
frequent. Pull that off and whack it in there, mate.
Pull that off and whack it in there.
No, take that off and put it in there.
Certainly.
Right.
Yep, what do I do now?
I don't know.
Okay.
Now, if you put it down over there, we'll read it.
Over here. All right. Okay.
If you get sausages, apart from the fact that sausages have got far too much fat in it, I was watching some garbos in the Sydney show once. They pulled up, emptied all the garbage bins, then grabbed some sausages from a butcher's display, put them onto a barbecue, cracked an egg, and just put the egg in there, and they made little egg rings.
So artistic, isn't it?
Well,
So, isn't that lovely? Let's hear it for Peter Russell Clark's
Hey.
absolute work of perfection. That's lovely. Peter's going to be seen very soon on the 7 Network right around Australia on a new show called Digest Australia. Good luck for it, Peter, and it was lovely seeing you today, and I hope you'll come back soon.
Sorry about the egg down
That's
the
okay. Peter Russell Clark. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Bert.
And we're back with you after this break, and Anthony Ackroyd joins us. Welcome back. The state of Australian comedy has never been healthier, with many of our top comedians appearing at the Edinburgh and Montreal festivals this year, plus the success of television programs, of course, like Fast Forward, The Comedy Company and The Big Gig. And one of the leaders of the comedy revolution here in Australia is my next guest. Please welcome Anthony Ackroyd. Good to have you here, Anthony.
Great to be here, Bert.
Anthony, just thinking, you know, comedy, I mean, does require a lot of fitness, and
Well, it does.
I'm told that you've joined a gym.
Well, yeah, I mean, show business is dangerous. Basically, you saw Jane singing before. She went for a bit of a slip, did a nice recovery, and they're the sort of dangers we face every day. So you've got to be mentally prepared, you've got to be physically fit, and you've got to be prepared to kill, if necessary.
So, what do you do?
And so I go to the gym, and I've been working out. And,
Aerobics?
A little bit of aerobics. I did one. You've probably seen the faces of people who do aerobics, and they're not happy. And you should only do one class. I mainly work on the Nautilus machines, the more physical things. And I'm not a serious iron pumper, because you can always spot them. They've got the tight shorts, so you can see what religion they are. And they've got, think about that one. And they've got the T-shirt with the sleeve down to here. I don't know how big they think their arm's going to get, but it's sort of a, lucky I left room for that one. And they've always got that serious face, that sort of, you know, I've been constipated for 3 weeks sort of tough look. And it's beautiful. And I always travel in pairs too. I don't know, do you work out yourself?
Yes, I do occasionally.
Right, and I guess you can tell what I've been doing. And these guys always travel in pairs. Have you noticed that too in your gym?
Always.
Yeah,
always.
There's one guy working out, looking very serious, doing the whole sort of thing like this, and another guy next to him encouraging him, going, one more, one more, one more. I've worked out why they do this.
Why's that?
Because they're going 3, 4, 5. One more, mate, one more. 5 plus 1. Not that I'm implying that people with muscles are stupid, but you do wonder.
Any dangers?
Well, you can become addicted. You can become a gym junkie, especially with aerobics, because you get on a natural high, your body's full of endorphins, and you're really pumping it out. And you probably see health dealers down the back of the gym selling Lurex headbands, and it can become a danger. You've got to go to Aerobics Anonymous and sort of clear that out of your system. It can be dangerous, and some people go too far.
You can take it too far.
You can go too far. Like the guys who do triathlons, they run 50 miles, swim 50 miles, cycle 50 miles. Then, if you notice, after the race, they get on national television and actually complain about what they've done. You know, it was a grueling race, my legs were seizing up, had this incredible stitch in my side, I was in incredible pain. Well, I say, you know, don't do it. You know, I lie on a couch, have a few drinks, it seems to work for me. You know, you could try that. And these guys have always got the same reason, haven't they? When they say, why do you do it? And they say, it's the challenge.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I said, well, you know, try cleaning my toilet. And, yeah, if you want a challenge.
Diet?
Well, I was a bit alarmed at Peter's sausages, because I've become vegetarian now. And it's good. You do begin to crave meat, and you begin to see meat everywhere. Even domestic pets look pretty good after a while. And you sort of keep stirring the lentil soup, darling, and take the dog for a walk. And but strange things happen to your body. I don't know if you're vegetarian yourself.
No,
Bert?
I'm not. No,
Yeah.
no.
But your body begins to eliminate, which is basically you begin to produce smells that were long ago banned by the Geneva Convention, and your flatmate starts sending a canary into the toilet before they go in, because they're taking no chances. And some people, of course, will go too far, but as always, and they have too many vegetables, begin to photosynthesize, start leaning towards the sun, and there are many. You've got to be careful with the whole diet thing.
Anthony, it's a delight to talk to you. It's great to have
been
you
special.
on the show, and I hope that you'll come back and see us again.
I'll be back, Bert.
Anthony Ackroyd, ladies
you.
and gentlemen. It's great meeting you too.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Comedy, the future of comedy is in good hands. Some weeks ago on this show, I actually sang some opera. You can't get out as easily as that, Anthony. Sit down and suffer this with me. Actually, it's not a suffering. Do you like a good dramatic soprano?
Certainly.
Well,
yeah.
you're going to hear a good dramatic soprano. I sang with this woman a couple of weeks ago. Would you
Scary,
believe?
yeah.
I sang an aria from opera with Rita Hunter. Today she's singing solo by her request. Actually, Rita is preparing a new album which is going to be released very soon. And here she is to sing now a beautiful song that goes way, way back. Rita Hunter, and this is My Lovely Day.
This is my lovely day. This is the day I shall remember, the day I'm dying. They can't take this away. This will be always mine, the sun and the wine, the secret crying. All happiness must pay, but who can tell if fate means well or the sky's lying? Just look at me and see. You will remember too that this was our lovely day.
She didn't need me, did she? Rita Hunter, lovely. Is there enough smoke there for you, Rita? And this is My Lovely Day. We're back with you after this break. Welcome back. Most of us have watched helplessly the news of the brutality against leaders of the Chinese pro-democracy movement. But I guess, apart from the fact that we've felt so sad about it, we haven't done all that much about it because we feel our hands have been tied. Well, one Melbourne man found that help is as close as the phone. Please welcome Alan Paul. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Bert.
Alan, what did you do? What was the brainwave that you had that has taken off not only in Australia but also in other parts of the world?
I was watching the ABC News on Friday the 9th, and two phone numbers came up on the image on Chinese television. And the voiceover said that people in Beijing are being asked to ring these numbers and dob in a protester. And suddenly the idea came that if I could get those two numbers and ring them and get friends to ring them, very much like a chain letter, we could jam the lines and put them off the air.
So how did you put this into operation?
Well, I had to first get the numbers, so I rang Channel 2 and asked them could they rerun the film and get the numbers for me. Angus Morgan was very kind in doing that.
Nice bloke.
And once having done that, I rang a few of my friends and told them the story of what I thought we could do, and they understood what I said and went for it. And one of them contacted Australian Associated Press and got on the wire service, and from there it went, and of course the tree grew very fast.
I mentioned, Alan, that it's spread beyond Australia.
It has. It's now in America, Canada, New Zealand, France, England, Hong Kong, and I'm very pleased to say that Japan has picked it up, and I've had contact with the Asahi Shimbun in Tokyo. They contacted me, and they were actually the first newspaper in the world in print on the idea on the 10th. They have a daily circulation of 8 million. And so the Japanese are doing it and doing it very effectively.
Have you been frightened of any repercussions?
I have my moments, but it's a small thing that I'm doing to save lives, and that's what it's all about, Bert.
Of course, in me saying that repercussions, I mean, what could possibly happen to you here in Australia, the safety of Australia?
The safety of my personal safety in Australia, there are Chinese people here in an organisation that have an organisation in New York, and from where we're getting numbers now, and they've had this car through, been searched through, and other students have had their flats ransacked, if you like, looking for things. But I mean, the horror in Beijing, I'm prepared to put my well-being, if you like, on the line to save lives in China.
This situation, Alan, did this sort of bring to some sort of head your realisation that you did care about other people? Because it's so easy in this day of television to sit there and have a TV dinner on your lap and just watch things like China happening before you and just have a fleeting thought, fleeting moment of disrespect for what's happening, and also some sort of anguish, but then you go on with your own lives, don't you?
That's very true, Bert. I think the thing about it, I'd been to Beijing some 4 years ago. I've been to Hong Kong on many occasions. I love the Chinese people, and in Beijing 4 years ago, in better times than we're having up there at the moment, the people are oppressed, they are downtrodden. And it struck me as very much a paradox, the splendour of the old buildings, the wonders of the art there, and the people. There was a real paradox.
Alan, you mentioned Hong Kong. I was told just before the show that there's a Hong Kong newspaper which is being obviously printed in Hong Kong, and then it's being faxed over to the mainland.
Yes, the fax is becoming another very effective...
So the real news is getting through?
Yes, it is, yes. They're jamming the faxes with all this information.
Okay, that number you mentioned, or a couple of numbers that you mentioned before, we've been dialing, and we're about to get... We tried actually before the show today, and we keep getting the OTC message that all lines are busy, which is good news for you, isn't it? That's terrific news for you.
Yes, it is.
We'll try now, and we'll put it to air just as soon as we get it. Well, actually, when you get through, what do they say? Oh, hang on, we might find out for ourselves. A dear friend of mine, Don Lane, had a lot of success with this sort of thing on television. You're watching, Don, this will bring back memories with nothing happening. Actually, he discovered a girl that way one night. Remember he rang a phone box in London or something.
OTC regrets that your call can't get through at this time. We suggest you wait a few minutes.
Hang on, that sounds like Don. So that's what he's doing. So, Alan, as you say, and as we suggest, when you're getting that message, it means that what you're doing is working.
It's working.
Is there anything else we can do for the cause?
I think if you can project the numbers up, the more recent numbers at the end of my segment, I'll be delighted, Bert.
Thanks for being on the show, Alan. It's a great idea, and it's phenomenal too that just so many people have come to the fore and are doing precisely what you've suggested. Well done, Al.
Thank you very much.
Alan Paul, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have the numbers for you after this break. And after this break too, we're entertained by Johnson Peters.
go again. We've got those phone numbers for you. If you'd like to help the cause, there they are. 0011 861 837 384 and 00111 861 872 7149. And don't forget, if you ring through and you get that OTC message, it's good news on this occasion. Johnson Peters is always good news, and he's going to teach you how to rock and roll. Here's Johnson Peters.
Willie, on his way to school, he couldn't give a damn about his teachers and rules. He had a plan, he said he'd try one day. What he'd do was teach them all with something to say. He had a plan, he said he'd teach them how to rock and roll. Well, after school when he was feeling good, he'd go home and do the things that he understood. He would rock in the kitchen, he would roll in the hall. His wicked mama said you got no sense at all. But we know too well, you're learning how to rock and roll. Yeah. Well, he would rock in the kitchen, he would roll in the hall. Stand on a TV and climb up the wall. Child on the ceiling, lay on the floor. And crawl through the bedroom and cry for more. The only way you do it, you're learning how to rock and roll. Teach me to rock and roll. So he would mime to Elvis and curve his lip. Stumble in the kitchen, he would fall in the hall. His wicked mama said, you got no sense at all. We know too well that he was learning how to rock and roll, yeah. And he would rock in the kitchen, roll in the hall. Stand on the TV and climb on the wall. Chive on the ceiling, lay on the floor. And crawl through the bedroom and climb for more. The only way you do it, you're learning how to rock and roll, yeah. Teach me to rock and roll. He learned to rock, he learned to roll, he learned the handshake. Ooh, yeah. That's the only way to do it. You learn it how to rock and roll, yeah. Well, he would rock in the kitchen, roll in the hall, stand on the TV and climb up the wall, climb on the ceiling, lay on the floor, and crawl through the bedroom and climb the wall. The only way to do it, you learn it how to rock and roll. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, John. Johnson Peters, how to rock and roll. More after this break. And here we are back again. Don't switch off whatever you do, because I've got some beaut news for you for tomorrow's show. The one thing that has happened, or two things, we've had a lot of phone numbers, a lot of phone calls, I beg your pardon, about the phone numbers for us to ring China. If we can get them up on air again in just a few moments' time. And also, the great Bert. Could you join me over here, please, in the host set? Great Bert, Great Bert, you there?
Yeah, I'm over here, mate.
Oh, over here. Just over here, nothing wrong with my eyes. Just sit yourself down there. A little round of applause for the great Bert. What's that?
Nothing.
What are they?
Nothing.
I want to see.
Do I have to speak to this now?
No. I want to see what you've got in your coat, please. Immediately. Chocolates.
I found them.
You stole them.
I found them.
Where did you steal them?
Over there.
Disgraceful. Who are they for?
My poor sick mother.
Is your mum poor and sick?
She will be when she sees this.
The one thing that people have rung up about is you started some poetry at the start of the show today, and I cut you off in your prime, and I do beg your pardon. As a fellow artiste, I really do regret having cut you off. Okay? Would you like now a take two?
You want it again?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Burke. right?
Oh, I'll have to start again now. There was a young girl called Jude who went for a swim in the nude. A young man of low class shoved his oar up her nose and said, "Hey lady, you can't swim here, it's private property."
Oh, that's fair enough. Well done, McKay. Can I tell everyone the phone numbers once again for China, if you'd like to call? These are the two phone numbers: 0011 861 837 384, 0011 861 872 7149. And Pete, you're saying calls also coming through saying what? That...
No, the calls are very expensive to make as well.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm wondering, do we have a figure on how much they... I mean, for a lot of people, the cost would be nothing. For others, of course, I mean, they would have to consider it. But I think also what you do have to consider is the result you're going to get in the long run. And I suppose, I mean, it might be over-romanticising it, but if the position were reversed, you'd hope that someone over there would spend that money to make a phone call for your own safety. On tomorrow's show, on a happier note, Linda Blair. Remember her from The Exorcist? She's going to be speaking to us from Hollywood. Remember Linda Blair?
Yeah, I saw that film 10 times.
Did you really? Why?
I don't know what possessed me.
Also,
can't win them all.
Also, Margaret Peacock is going to join us. No, Margaret?
I don't know what possessed me.
Margaret Peacock is going to be with us. Also, the director of the ABC, David... I don't know why you're holding up that card, because I've memorised this, Neil. It's okay. Also, Anna Law and Colleen Hewitt is going to sing for us, and the Soul Sister Swing. How's that for a show?
Fabulous.
We'll see you tomorrow, same time. Goodbye, and God bless you.
When in Melbourne, our guests stay at the Hilton on the Park. This has been a Jim McKay production for the Australian Television Network.